Good afternoon, Bob from Trade Genius, the 18th of October. I'm going to start with showing you the coins here. And Bitcoin here is still a buy on our system. It came down almost to the 18 EMA, which be if you were looking areas to take profit, that's usually a place if you're long swing trading. And or you could have took profit, when the money flow index started to roll over for being overbought. Kind of your choices, dealer's choice, but the long passive swing is still long. And in fact, on Saturday, every Saturday, Phil and I do a joint webinar together, and this week we're going to actually show you how the software works and how the signals work. And so you may want to join the webinar. It's free. It's 11 o'clock Pacific time. Trade Genius is the YouTube channel, and you can just go ahead and go check it out, or you can reply to this video, and you can get your email on the list, and then they'll send out an alert before the video, or when the video starts. We're actually, you just subscribe to the channel, it'll do the same thing too. So your choices. But Bitcoin pushed up, hit resistance. We said here's the trend line here, and if you're in Phil's trading room, he shows you all these with market profile and the whole 9 yards. I'm just showing the software from just the signal perspective, so you get a lot more out of it. You can join the crypto room. Is still 50% off. You can join the room, you can buy the courses, or you can get the software all at 50% off. Those are 3 different ways in which you can trade with us or learn about cryptos. So looking at Ethereum, Ethereum is still showing a buy here, but I would have closed on the piercing of this of the moving average, and the trade was pretty flat. It had just that one day push for the fork, and then went right back down again. But from a passive standpoint, the signal is still saying it's long. And Litecoin is still on a long as well. It pushed through that 18, but it hammered. So it looks like Litecoin may be wanting to push back up higher again. Money flow already reset. So, but passive, it's still good. And then Stellar, this was a big IBM announcement, and this move was pretty unprecedented, and I actually shorted this today, not based on a signal, just based on just the egregious nature of the announcement. It went up there twice, kind of double top, so it was worth a short, and I'll probably cover around this area here and then see where it goes. And then XRP also had a kind of a bit of a bull flag triangle here. It broke down, and so it was basically for me it was a trade looking for an announcement, but nothing happened, so hopped off. But this trade's still profitable too, but not by much. But it's also starting to put a hammer in too, so we'll see if it holds. But I would have closed out here, and I did because the flag broke. So that's the cryptos. And then moving on into the market itself, it's just getting duller and duller and more boring, just because they just keep moving the knobs around, but the market's not really going anywhere. We had a discussion in our chat room today, and people were just talking about how great the market's doing. I took a look, and I looked at SPY. It's up 5% since June, and it's not out of the the world to think that you can get a 3 to 5% correction on a pretty good sell-off, and you basically wipe out nearly 5 months worth of gains. The market's kind of on robot, a 0.25% a week, but it pops up enough to chase people out of their sold call positions, and then just keeps grinding it higher based on just chewing up the derivatives and people who are shorting the market. But it's nothing's going to stop it, I don't think, until either tax reform happens and people sell to take profit, so they get on a lower tax rate, or it's for sure not going to happen, or the Japanese have a problem with their currency that requires their people to actually need to eat imported food and use imported energy and have that starting to get impossible for them to be able to live day by day. Those are the only scenarios I see, and even normal pullbacks and options expiration. Usually Monday, Tuesday is one direction, Wednesday, Thursday is the other direction as they clear out the puts and the calls, and then Friday's flat. They came in with the Japanese yen and just sold it so hard just to keep the market flat. But internally, there are some things that were starting to sell off a little bit. Wasn't that really strong of a day? If you look at Apple, and here I'll maximize some things here for you. Turned down a little bit. It's still in, you can't short it. Google's overbought, can't short it. Microsoft's overbought, can't short it. Facebook's overbought, can't short it. Amazon had a little bit of a break in the action here, still above VWAP though. And, you can't short it. SPY, grinded out 22 cents. It's amazing. Video, overbought, can't short it. Netflix had a little bit of follow through on weakness from their earnings announcement, but still, you just can't short it. These are like the highest capitalized stocks, and as long as they're pouring money in from these central banks, it's just a waste of your money. Trust me, I know. Tesla, this stock company's worth nothing, and it's $55 billion market capitalization. It's just amazing. The Qs had a little bit of a red today, but still, it's way overbought. You think it should come back down to here. By rights, when this thing rolls over, you should get a pullback to VWAP. But it just keeps getting bid. So it's just tough to do until we get a really good scare in the market. Gold here was down a little bit. It was holding the VWAP. IWM, a little doji, but still can't short it. Financials, it's up today because they're still trying to push interest rates up because they're still peddling the fiction that they're going to raise interest rates. And then today we had housing starts that were incredibly weak. They're killing the economy to keep the stock market up. I mean, these people have literally no shame. None. Zero. And so the stuff that gets on TV, but under the surface, people are drowning. And that's the thing that gets me the most angered. I could be robotic and not really care, and I do that with futures, hey, it's just numbers to me. But what this represents is just pure evil, and it really, really bothers me. And it shouldn't. You should be a trader, but I'm a human, and I could just see just how disgusting all this is. Potash is kind of flattening out here. Maybe it'll flatten into the VWAP, and we'll get a shot at it going long. This is kind of holding up a little bit too, Franco-Nevada. We may have an opportunity here. Energy seems to have a lot of volatility, but it's just amazing. Usually stuff like this goes up, and then it comes back down, then it goes back up, and then they do this crunch it sideways. It's just amazing. Now, this could be a sideways into the 20, and we have another pop higher. But if it breaks down below, I'll recommend people take puts on it or get some drip. We'll know more tomorrow. There's Twitter. I should take this off. I don't really trade it. Same with this one. is just showing me representation of tech stocks. Okay, a little follow through from yesterday on GG, even though it's flat. Two nice hollow candles there, but it needs to push up over VWAP. AEM is still settling. So my big position, Wheaton, it pushed up again. It opened it down. It pushed up to 20 even. It's still in that channel. Staying with it as long as it closes above that channel, or if it gets overbought here. You know, if I get up, if it ever crosses the red, I'll take half off, and if it ever pushes to the top, I'll take the rest off until I think there's going to be a secular move in the metals. But in the meantime, I'll play the swings. I mean, this stock has done literally nothing. I mean, if you just were sitting on it. I mean, look at this. I mean, right here in January it was 2062 down to 20. I mean, so it's flat the whole year. I mean, precious metals has been consolidating. It's been a 1 point up, a 1 point down, maybe to 1850, maybe to 2150. That's it. It's just amazing to me. This is what happens when central banks try to control everything for the benefit of the bankers. Still not ready for prime time. Holding above VWAP. I'm looking for the miners to turn. Silver's above the VWAP. This is interesting. I don't trade it much because it doesn't really move enough for me. But look how slowly the real estate index fund is moving higher. You know, even with interest rates slightly going up, and the macro on real estate is awful. So this is going to be the one to short in the next recession, because commercial real estate is going to get obliterated. So it looks like Southwest Energy still has work to do on the downside. That's, you know, you can see it in natural gas too. But, you know, once we get a good set of cold weather in here, you know, last time with La Nina, you know, pretty cold winter comes and it shot 50% up. So I'm going to look to, this thing gets down here, you know, any kind of double bottom, or gets to the bottom of this VWAP range. I think I'm going to take a shot at it long. Maybe get a turn up here too. I think it'll have a good move. Okay, we bought IAG. Pretty much right at the price it is right now. Came into VWAP, looking for it to bounce. You know, I'll move stop up on it tonight. If it has any kind of weakness, I'm gonna get out. I was looking at this one as a potential buy, but it just gave up the ghost right away too. I think it may have some work down on the downside yet. I thought this might be a cup and handle forming, but it started coming up and then it failed. So just kind of keep an eye on it. Okay, new gold's probably going to come down and touch the VWAP. That might be a good lottery play after that. Okay, I got XBI shorts. Nice to, well, actually they're puts for November. And I got the 85s. They're actually, my puts are actually green. Not by much, but they are. And I'm looking for a move down to the VWAP. My expectations are tempered. And I think we'll get it. And it's definitely way overbought. I was gonna pull the trigger on some dust puts today, but it just didn't feel right yet. It's just kind of bouncing around that VWAP. VIX, unbelievable. And here's the bankers. I'm waiting on AG too, and it hit that VWAP and went right back. I think if it gets down to here, I'll definitely buy it, and I'll buy it all the way down into here, and look for the next move higher. Could be over the next 30 days. UVXY didn't really do much today. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the intraday ranges on this stuff. I mean, it's just disgusting. Look at this. How tiny. It's just amazing. And you know, I don't want to jump in because you know they're sucking the volatility out of the volatility, and so you know you don't really make as much money on the puts. Everybody's expecting it to go down, so the premiums are too high, and so you know you just have a hard time even making money with this now because it's so expected. Here's XIV, and just a note of caution, you know, it's you don't want to hold these overnight, and then the intraday range isn't that great, and if you're holding this overnight and you get any kind of event that takes the VIX up 80%, you know, we got a VIX down, you know, 8 or 9, you know, get a VIX to 14, not unheard of, and that would make XIV worth zero. The fund managers can call force majeure, and they then will liquidate the funds, and you're an unsecured creditor, and you can end up with nothing. You could actually even end up owing. So you know, well, actually you wouldn't, because you're not really owning the fund. You just lend to them. You end up with zero. Here's the dollar hit the VWAP. We'll see if it pushes down or if it's going to break through. You know, a lot of people are thinking the dollar is going to keep marching higher, interest rates going up, but you know, it's really all up to Yellen. Does she go out with a bang, or does she go out with a whimper? Because whatever she's going to do, if she raises interest rates, she's going to destroy the economy, and they'll all blame it on her. So she may punt and let the next person take the medicine, if you will. Oil's overbought here, at least from a UCO standpoint. If you're in it, I'd get out. TNA's flat too, way overbought. DBA flat. Just chopping around half-point ranges. Just no fun to trade these. Here's UNG. I think tomorrow we'll be buying cold puts, KOLD, in position December for the end of the year rally. We're going to get some cold weather coming, and I think that cold weather will spark this, and I think we'll get some draws. And maybe not tomorrow, but after tomorrow, going into the next week. They're calling some really cold weather for Halloween in the Midwest and the East Coast. And so that may spark a bit of a rally in UNG. We're in it, by the way, for regular UNG position. FAZ, next to the banks. Here's oil. Oil top of the range. Wouldn't be surprised to see oil drift back down from here. Dust, I want to buy dust puts, but it doesn't look quite ready yet. We're in TWM, but barely, so we're see if we get any kind of sustained move, but you got to have something short. So I'm taking shots on XBI puts, take a shot on FAS puts, take a shot with some TWM. Because you just never know. It will break, and when it breaks, it's not going to go down like 0.25%. It's going to be one of those overnight, oh my god moves, and I think people are going to then panic, and then we're going to get the left-right market where they're going to be a day behind getting with their brokers to get out. Then the next day the market's going to go up. They're going to say, okay, maybe I should get back in, and then it'll be kind of a 2008 kind of scenario, while the smart money just plays with the dumb money. And here's one of our reasons why the market just keeps going up. But this is a big move down for FXY to produce 22 cents of SPY. I mean, the Japanese people, we thank you. The American stock market and retirees, thank you for destroying your country on our behalf before we destroy our own country. JJG just has a really tight range. If it breaks 26, it's going to move much higher. It's not going to get much below 25 though. So if it drifts down towards these trend dots here, you know, buy it, sell it, you know, until it breaks the range. But it's nearly impossible for now for it to really go below 25 because just farmers can't farm, you know. So it'll just take everything off the, just take everything out of production. And it's already starting anyway, but I mean, bigly. Okay, we bought some URA today, pretty much right around this price, and it's way oversold. This is oversold, and I'm just looking for a bounce. I'm looking for, you know, 2 to 3% trade and get out, trying to find some opportunities. BAS. So we got stopped out of BIS. We still have the LABD, and I still have XBI puts. Dealer's choice, I took the puts, and I put all three out there. But the BIS just has these long tails, and it clipped us on BIS. If you're still in it, it's good to hold. And same with LABD. Steel's just chopping around. Copper's drifting down from that doji, but still way overbought. Coffee, buy coffee. If you haven't already bought it, buy Joe. Take a shot at it. Has low volume, but has some nice moves to it. You know, you have these moves here. This one was 1550 to 1850. You know, that's 20% move. It's not a bad move here in this kind of market. And whenever it pushes down in this range of the VWAP, you know, this is between 5 and 10% off the average volume by price zone. It just makes for a good trade, and you know, every 16 cents this thing moves is 1%. So you know, it's a nice trade. You know, my expectations are tempered, but even La Nina years is good for coffee. So whenever you get down this range, take the trade. So you know, you got down here, it pushed through up here. This was, you know, at least 10% move. So you're going to get these moves, you know, just give them shots. Okay, gasoline pushed up today. You know, I know some people asked me about today. It just, you know, hit VWAP and it's pushing up higher. You know, it's just amazing to me. You know, it's they push oil down, but they'll push gasoline up. They'll push natural gas down, and these things all beat to different drums, but you know, they're pushing gasoline up into the slow gasoline driving season. So it's just kind of, you can't really use, you know, fundamentals of some of this stuff. This just, a lot of this stuff is just you know, just technical games being played. But it's a buy right now, so I wouldn't be shorting it. Corn's flat. Little midterm push up on the VIX. This could be interesting. If you get the midterms to move higher and you get the short term to move higher, they run out of fuel for the contango that pushes the volatility down during the day, that allows everybody to take on even more risk that they don't know they're taking on because they're managing their portfolio passively. So we're getting close on lithium. And maybe we'll have to wait to see if we get a little change in direction first. Not ready for Remax yet. Looking at SILJ, not quite ready. I like these little wicks down there. Maybe tomorrow. Here's drip. It's on the edge, so it could be touching that 20 and dropping off hard. So just not in a hurry yet for it. Boil until UNG starts moving higher. I wouldn't really trade it with triples. Sugar's under the VWAP. Like taking a shot at it if it gets way oversold again, but we're out for now. Wheat is at the bottom of any range, so if you want to buy it and look for a, you know, 50-cent pop here, you know, which would give you, you know, 8 to 10% move, you're at the very bottom. Soybeans been grinding up. And here's cold. I like this here. So tomorrow I'm likely to buy some cold puts. I don't know what I'm going to buy yet, so I'll look in the morning. And then, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'll just go November or December. I'm still debating to see how much they cost me and how much insurance I have to pay for them. But I'm long UNG. I'm long natural gas in the futures. You know, I've been building a position there, and I'll add two lower yet, because the move I'm expecting could be a move that'll be worth potentially $6,000 to $8,000 per contract, and I won't have enough contracts to make it worth my while. So anyway, I think we're about done here. Let me just flip through. We bought SSG today, but you know, these end of the day grinds, it's tough. We got in at 12:05. It's just so hard to hold these. This is interesting. So we'll see how this holds. But they're having a hard time, you know, in this range here for the 10-year. And the 2-year's been sneaking up. But you start pushing this up, you know, you're going to start sending people over the edge. And VVIX was flattish. And then you got the VIX kind of pushed up yesterday, kind of gave a little bit back today. And, you know, it's just amazing. You have the you know, VIX at 9 area. And just, you know, the complacency that's built into the metrics is scary. And when this thing turns hard, they'll have no choice but to sell. It's just, they'll be as remorseless selling as they were buying, and at the same time you're going to have, you know, money leaves faster than it comes in. So you know, at some point it's going to be really nasty, you know. And I just don't know what else to tell people. I mean, you know, was it worth being in from June to October to get, you know, 5%? And that's 5% of the big indexes. You know, some of these stocks didn't do anything. They've just been grinding back and forth. So, you know, I just think people are taking untoward risk for very little potential gain. You know, if you want to be in the market, buy the stuff that's already way beaten up. You know, all the commodities, you know, that have core inflation implications. And I think we're done. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, on Saturday we're doing a webinar to talk about our software. I think you'll like it a lot. And if you're interested in what we do, TradeGeniusAcademy.com. Running basically October special, 50% off anything in the room. And you know, come join us. You can also just buy a 10-day trial too, and see if you like what we're all about. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks. Bye.